In answer to your other question, I don't know how other shows do it and how much of sort of their duty of care they fulfill. I think Made in China in the early days, I think it was no one really knew what it was going to be, right? And no one really knew how big these shows were going to get, because it was kind of at the same time as Towie, we were kind of sort of the first shows like that, which kind of catapulted all of us into sudden, I don't know, well, I guess fame or whatever. We were recognized, everywhere we went. But and certainly some people were stable enough to deal with that, and certain other people didn't, weren't, and I, saw a lot of people kind of break down from the show and the sort of whole fallout from it. So
that's really interesting. So tell us a little bit about that, because I think most ordinary people will always wonder, like, this guy's a millionaire, he's getting he's famous, he's got, hot women walking up to him on the street, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, my life is great.
Yeah. But you'd have to be a billionaire for that to start happening.
There's no such thing as an ugly billionaire.
Yeah, that's probably true, actually, I imagine.
Not that you're ugly.
All right, even the producer's laughing. You're fucking fired, Anton. All right, but there's
yeah, sorry, let me just finish this question, right? Like, what is the thing that drives people crazy or that makes people go off the rails when that happens?
Well, okay, so I think the nature of these shows, presenting themselves and the actual end product as reality, them dealing with the cast members, and saying it all has to be real. It leads certain people to almost become caricatures of themselves, and when their lives become so deeply intertwined with what's going on screen and the sort of the chaos and drama that comes with that, they kind of lose track of what is real and what isn't, and who they really are. So they lose self-awareness, and it's been quite interesting. Obviously, a lot of the cast, well, pretty much all of the cast I knew before, from childhood, right, from school and stuff like that, and so it was interesting to see some people and how it affected them. It was kind of, I'm not going to obviously name names.
Well, you obviously are just off camera.
Yeah,
so it's fine.
Yeah.
He's gonna spill the beans.
But yeah, I'll tell you.
Because right now we have got, especially young people, this obsession of fame for fame's sake. If you ask, I'm a former teacher, you ask these kids what they want to be when they grow up. I want to be famous. Well, what do you want to be famous for? As an amazing footballer?
No, it's famous for, and it's amazing because it's sort of fed right into the hands of big tech and wanting to kind of share their entire lives with the algorithm, which is eventually going to kind of know everything about you, and it's going to be able to make better decisions for you and for your life than you will, right? It's going to be able to say, well, actually, don't go for this girl because you're much more compatible with this, and it will be right. Yeah,
don't go
exactly.
for this girl. You're actually you like men.
and it's getting that way, but I do think that fame is an unnatural phenomenon, right? You would never in nature, right, if when we were sort of living our sort of tribal hunter-gatherer lives, be able to become hugely famous, right? There was no vehicle before the printing press or obviously there's sort of eventually those kinds of kings and royalty and stuff like that, but it's an unnatural thing, and so I think psychologically we don't really know how to deal with it, and it's almost it excites people, and the idea of it. I think definitely it goes hand in hand, this sort of desire for fame and the sort of treating famous people like they are almost kinds of demigods, right? Like people treat them like they're bigger and more important than just the average guy on the street.